Hi guys, let's continue. I am going to show you how to add the optional feature about including the top dome. With that, we will need to add the inner skins on both sides. That way both skins now have a double layer, and then after that we add the upper dome here in this section, and then adding the connector on either end, and that will complete this part. I am going to show you the importance of the double layer and what that means on this next clip. So this is a cross section of what I was explaining with the model. You have to be very careful in considering the width of the paper on both sides before they're connected. In this case, the white areas here, this is the exterior skin. Let's say this is the nose cone, and this is the part of the body. And each one has an interior skin, indicated here in gray. Now, this green part is going to be the connector. So, because it's a two skin layer on both ends, obviously they have to be the same width on one part of the model and the other part, and in order for the connector to flush in neatly on the back, and there will be no warping or alteration of the edges. And this is what it will happen if we put only a double skin on one part, and we don't even mind putting making the same thickness. So you could see that there's going to be a gap, and it's the two parts are not going to be completely joined. So that is why it's important to when you're using a double layer on both parts of the model before connecting them. Okay, so I already applied the connector at the bottom of the 5-ring segment, making sure that it's well shaped, well rounded, both ends. And we're going to test fitting, and the orientation is also important. Umbilical side, or you have to know which side of both segments you are trying to connect. This would be the umbilical area, and the little circles here indicate that this would be the umbilical side, or the back side of the nose cone segment. So seam line and seam line. I haven't put the top dome, but it's just to demonstrate, to test the fitting. So it should be there. Let's see. There. Okay. Very good. Perfect fit. A little gap there. No big deal. But in essence, it works. So that's why it's important that if we are adding the inner skins, they have to be inner skins on both sides. The double layer is very important before connecting the tab connector. All right. Now, it's also important to consider the sequence of gluing the parts, the top dome. If you are doing the optional top dome assembly, I suggest this top dome will be glued at the very end of the entire assembly process. Why? Because you still have to work on the engine section. Not only, I mean, this, can you imagine if we put the dome here, this end will not be, it's rounded, and you cannot put it firmly on top of a flat surface to work on the top of the engine section. So we have to complete the engine section first, putting all the details, and then after that you can add the top dome. Obviously, in between, we're going to put the wing supporters. All right, so we'll do that on our next video. Okay, and now we are going to do the wings. As you can see, I already have installed the wing supports, and these I just skipped doing a video of this because there's already a video for the MK1 version. You can check it out. The difference between the SN8 and the MK1 wing supports is that on the SN8 the wing supports touch the bottom exactly. They're flushed all the way with the edge of the bottom section. In the MK1, this support, it's a little elevated. It doesn't reach the bottom. That's the only difference. And in size, it varies a little bit because the wings of MK1 are much larger, taller than the wings of SN8. But pretty much it's the same mechanism, the same design. So we're going to concentrate on the actual wing, and I am first here. I have a prototype of the entire wing mechanism. This is a cross section, if you can see, a cross section of the wing support, trapezoidal shape. It has two sides, a narrower side that it's actually the hinge area, and a much wider side that this will act as a stopper, preventing the wing to move further. So there is the little cylinder that the top of the wing attached to. It just slides in. Here I have the other pin, and this will be glued here once all the elements are put into the side of the body. But this is how it works. As the wing moves, as the hinge moves like this, it closes. It's because of this the narrow side. It's very narrow and allows the wing to fold. But when it tries to extend, it stops because of this wider side. You see, you don't see a hinge here. You do see on this side. That's how the wing doesn't move further. All right, so this is just the paper version, and here I have the parts that will make what you just saw in the metallic version. There's a skim metallic paper will be glued to this area here. We're going to fold this strip to the back, that will allow this section to be sturdier, to be rigid. Okay, so we're going to fold this part. And making use of this scoring tool that will allow me to fold this segment. I just have to apply glue here. So remember, this area will be covered by the metallic skin like this. All right, so we are folding this little strip. We're going to apply glue. We'll just take a few minutes until this piece dries out. All right, it's there. We're going to fold this part. And now we can glue the metallic skin on top of this. Don't worry about the glue that it's been smeared here on top of the metallic paper. You can wipe that later. So there we have one side. We're going to get this piece ready because it will be, I will need to glue it to the wing support. I'm gonna bend these little tabs because there is a piece that is going to be covered. If you have seen the real photos of the SN8, the tip of the wing, not the tip of the wing, the top portion of the wing has a curved section that is very pointy and curved, aerodynamic. That's the difference between this type of wing compared to the how the wing of the MK1 looked. All right, this section here will be glued to the side of the body, so we can curve it a little bit like this. All right, okay, we're gonna let it dry. While we do that, we're going to score the narrower side. So I'm going to start scoring this. Okay. I'm going to score these little like windows. They're not windows, they're openings of the hinge area. The hinge area there. You can leave it like that, scored, or you can cover it with the pieces that are available on the PDF file using a decal paper. You can just paste them on these little rectangular areas. These are the hinges. All right, we're going to, so let's orient the pieces so we know which wing we're doing. And so we are doing this hinge area that will correspond to this side. And actually, if you can compare the reference page, the hinges are facing towards the back, and this is the umbilical or back area. So this part goes here because the wing will go here. All right. So we're gonna glue this piece, the narrow piece, on this side. All right. Okay, so here I have glued both sides, the narrow pieces of the wing supports, and I still have to glue the ones on the back. That's the belly side, or the front of the vehicle. It's easy to get confused which side is which side, especially on the metallic version, because everything is shiny, and not unless you don't pay close attention to the details, you would not know which side is which. But it's very important, otherwise that doesn't mean that, well, yeah, you really have to be sure which side you're working first, where the hinges are. So always check the reference page and look for the details. And the hinges section also. These little blocks here, these little hinges. Notice that there is a little hinge all the way at the bottom compared to the one on the top that it doesn't reach the top. So they have to be the same on both sides. Okay, now it's dried, and now we're going to place the the wider sides on the back. They will be glued like this, covering the entire piece on the back. Notice that there is this white, there is this little piece that we need to be glued. That's the need to be glued here on the side of the vehicle. All right, like that. So let's apply glue. Before that, one important step is to glue the entire, put the entire wing. So we are going to start with this wing. This is the wing that have the markings of the hinges. So I can place it right here, and I'm going to lock it, lock the top. So we can stand this model right now here, and we are going to glue the top. Just like the MK1. Now, these leaflets that will stick out on the sides will allow one more piece to go covering to go and to be glued to this area. So we're going to apply glue here, and do not apply glue on the pin, otherwise the wing will not be able to rotate like this. Okay. First, let's stick the pin in the hole, and now we can turn this piece to be glued right there. I haven't built the other wing yet, so we'll leave this piece to be glued so we can proceed in covering the wider area. We already have applied the narrower sides of the wing supports. So this is the making sure that which side you're working on. This is the umbilical side, so that means that just by putting the narrow sides means that the hinges work this way. All right. Therefore, in the back, it's the belly section, and the wider sides will be applied on these. And we need two type of glues, and regular water-based Elmer's glue and the crazy glue. So first we're going to apply just Elmer's glue on this side, on the white side. Okay. And we're going to apply crazy glue. In this case, it's a liquid form. Of crazy glue. We're going to apply on the opposite edge. This is the edge that will be facing towards the wing. So we cannot put glue here. That's why we apply glue there. And here we need to apply crazy glue on this section because this is the area that is going to be glued to the metallic paper. Okay, so let's begin. We're just going to be sliding here. Oh, this is the area. We have to be careful this. And this white tab will go in the back in between these tabs here and the wall. So let's slide in like that, just like that, and press. There. Okay. It goes all the way to the bottom, and this edge will actually stop the wing from moving towards the back. But it's anchored here on the wall with the crazy glue. So we're gonna leave it, let's let it dry, and then we'll do the other side. Alright, so both sides have been applied. This would be the belly section. So if you look from the side, there's an opening here, a triangular opening that needs to be completed and filled with the little pointy feature that this model has. It's this like a shark fin. It needs to be curved and following this shape to cover. That's why these extra tabs that you see there are in order for this piece to be glued to covering that area. Okay, this has to be curved, and we're gonna do it. So we're gonna let it dry, and then we'll apply these things.